What is up, everybody? This is Majin Grimlock, and finally, best girl has returned to the game, Natsumi. Now I finally have 2/3 of my best team back on the game. I'm still waiting on one more. So this is Natsumi. As you can see, she is actually a 5-star now. They really tried to trick me, but I'm glad. So that means she'll be stronger by default. I think that's what that means. And as you can see, she's already my highest BP spirit. Like I said, with Coterie and several other characters, I already had all of this for Natsumi. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that I already had all of her. I think between her and Coterie and the other character that I'm waiting on, I had all of them maxed out. All that stuff I just got returned back to me on this version, just in case people had asked. I got a lot of her stats up. I made sure I got a crit rate to at least 50%. I'll get to that later. Got Transcendence level to max level 7. And remember, you'll need the magic battle logs to do that. It's these purple ones. First thing let's talk about is her skill. Very similar to Coterie, she has 2 forms, in which we activated with this skill. That's her skill 1, when she can transform from her original form to her Onesan form. Also, Natsumi is basically a support character who can also very well support herself. Every time she transforms, she gains some type of stat boost, whether it's her movement speed, whether her casting speed, or the overall damage. She also gains a brief invincibility when she transforms. And for her normal attack, she does a lot of stats resist on the enemy. Really, all of her skills, she reduces the enemy's stats in some way, whether it's the kind of stats resistance they may have, or their defense and attack. Anything she does is gonna debuff the enemy in some way. And skill number 3, this is her ability she used to transform. In her regular mode, when she transforms into her big sister mode, then she'll use, I think it's like some puppets or something that she'll just rain down from the sky and bombard the enemy a lot. Then her skill 2, she throws some kind of orb in her regular mode, and against normal enemies, it'll create almost like a black hole or some kind of vortex that'll suck the enemy in. I never found it to be too useful, but it can keep the enemy in place at least for a minute. And in her transform state, she'll do like this dash attack and also drop some stars on the enemy. By the way, her normal attack is just stars. She shoots magical stars at the enemy. And she has different moves where she can sometimes rain stars down from the sky, including when she transforms and with this move. That's basically an overview of her move. Her angel is Haniel, of course. And in her regular mode, she'll transform it into Sandalphon. Because remember, that's the easiest angel to understand probably is a sword that can also do like shockwaves. So she transforms her angel to Sandalphon and attack the enemy. And in her transform state, she'll create like this big vortex in the center of the screen and basically attack everyone at one time. Meanwhile, when she uses Sandalphon, it kind of goes in a straight line. Also, with all of her skills, it takes gems. That's her on the top left corner. Some spirits will have some kind of energy. Energy stack that they need to keep up. And for her, it's these gems. And she needs a certain amount for each of her moves. Like for a normal attack, you don't need any. For skill 1, her transformation, you need 1. Skill 2, you need 2 gems. And skill 3, you need 3. Now onto her crystals. With her first step, she'll gain a chance to regain a gem every time she uses one of her skills, whether skill 1, 2, or 3. And the amount of seconds it takes to regenerate, it decreases by 1. With her second one, once she reaches 7 gems, which is her max amount that she can hold, all allies will recover 1 awakening energy per second. So if you just get her gems to max, you probably switch it to another character, I believe you'll be able to regain awakening way faster. I tested this after I recorded and that didn't do crap. So unless it's a bug, I have no clue what this means. With her third stat, every time she crits, which is why I increased her crit rate the most, as much as I could. Every time she crits, she'll summon another star. Remember, said she likes summoning stars. They'll come and explode on the spot. In her fourth step, whenever another spirit uses their awakening skill, Natsumi will gain 30% awakening damage. When Natsumi does her awakening skill, she'll raise everyone else's awakening damage. So, kind of, you scratch my back and scratch yours. Step 5. I'm so glad they kept this. I was afraid this wasn't coming back. This is her basically revival skill, something similar to what Kodari had, which they took away from her because hers was way too broken. But Natsumi, every time she takes lethal damage, which means when her health is like probably 10% or below, she will transform herself into a bunny and hop away, and you'll be invincible as a bunny, and you'll be healing, I believe, up to about 50% of your health back. So basically, if you almost die, she'll just hop away, be immune for a few seconds, and you'll be back to not full health, but you have a lot of health back. And her last step, wow, this is a lot of words. Every time she transforms, she'll gain 2 stars, and it allows you to use her moves way more often. And also, every time she uses stars when she transforms, because she can spread stars and attack the enemy while she transforms in order to get them away from her while she's doing her thing. Each star has a chance of either all damage plus 25% for 10 seconds, increase her damage mitigation by 20% for 10 seconds, and may increase movement speed by 20%, or it'll recover 20% of max health. Or it'll also increase your awakening energy by 15. So it'll be a random stat boost she get from the stars every time she transforms. So Natsumi does a lot. She is a support character who can also basically DPS herself, because she has a lot of self boosts like these right here, but as well as a lot of things to help out the team. And these are her recommended gems. I don't think these are new. No, they're not new. I already got these. The Capricorn. Yeah, the Capricorn gems. And I tried to make sure I increased the crit rate on all of them as much as I could to activate her the 3rd crystal. So yeah, she'll increase her hit rate to make sure that all of her attacks land, and inflicts damage mitigation minus 30% on any enemies that's frozen, stunned, charmed, or transformed, which is what she would do. And here's her Sephiroth. Again, I already had all of her Sephiroth with copies, so this is why I have them at 60 and at 6 star now. She'll gain extra 15% crit rate, magic damage plus 15%, and attack plus 25%. And then after hitting a target with her transform ability, she increased the whole team's magic damage by 25%. And every enemy transformed, which by the way, this only works on normal enemies, just like with charm and stun, it doesn't work on bosses. She'll gain 5% damage for each enemy she has transformed, which will help out a lot in things like Endless Corridor to keep a lot of enemies controlled. So Natsumi, she has DPS, she has support, and a lot of control. Even on the original game, she wasn't that powerful, but I've been playing her a little bit here. She may be even stronger on this game than she was before, and I'm all for it. So that's basically a review of Natsumi. I'm going to be doing more gameplay of her, probably a lot more gameplay. Like I said, she's one of my favorite characters. So let me know what you guys think, and let me know if you guys sum up her. Tell me how it goes, and I'll catch you guys next time.